Hi everyone, welcome to Tom's Man Shed. Right, well finally, for any of me regular viewers and subscribers, you'll know I've been waiting for me new electric car, my MG4, for a long time. Finally it has arrived. I picked it up 3 days ago. Today is Monday, I picked it up Friday. And what this video is about, the first one I'm going to be doing of many on the MG4, is going to be about this, using the V2L function, the vehicle to load thing it can do, whereas you plug this in where you charge it, but it is an outlet, a 3-pin plug outlet, so you can run your lawnmower, your Hoover, whatever off it. And I'm going to be going through exactly where I got this and how much it was, showing it in use and everything. But first of all, I'm going to do my usual red time stripe down at the bottom, so you can skip to the bit you want. If you just want to go to straight to the review of this and bypass this next 5 or 10 minutes of me waffling, please do so. But before that, I'll just tell you a bit of the background about getting the car and what my journey, so to speak, has been in getting it. So over 2 years ago now, I got a ZS EV Mark 1, MG ZS EV Mark 1. I was one of the very first on the initial sort of batch to get it, where there was I forget how much it was, but there was a government grant towards it. There was a government grant towards having your charge point fitted. All them have finished now, but at the time there were, £2,000, £3,000, £4,000 sort of pounds or so well worth getting. I'd never had an EV car before. I plumped for it, and I didn't have to wait too long, and I loved it, absolutely loved it. And the EV experience was fantastic, dead cheap to run, lovely to drive and everything. And I had it 2 years. I liked it so much that when the brand new ZS facelift came out, the Mark II, I went for a test drive at Chorley, where I got the first one from. Loved that, loved the extra features, the vehicle to load function, the 360 camera, the better, faster infotainment screen and so on. So I ordered one of them in December last year. It's now November 2022 and I ordered it in December 2021. And they said, oh, it shouldn't be too long. They said, oh, it'll be probably about March. So in January, I sold my ZS Mark 1. Shopped around for all the best prices. The best price I got, and it was a good price, was from Motorway online. I know I could have got more, probably put it in Auto Trade and selling privately, but I just wanted to, no hassle, and do that. Now, MG only offered me £19,500 trade-in, but they guaranteed that right up until when the new model would come. But they said it'd be about March, so I thought, well, I'm only going to be without a car for a month or two. I don't use it that often. I do very low mileage. It's mainly to go to shops and take my models down to the model flying field. So my daughter's got a car and she agreed to run me around whenever I needed. At the time I was having loads of hospital appointments as well and supermarket trips and things. So she did that, thinking it won't be too long before my new car comes. Anyway, March became April, became May, became June, and so on and so on and so on. And in the end, it never arrived. It's still theoretically on order, and it has never arrived 11 months later. So I've been without a car now for 10 months. Now, in the meanwhile, the MG released the MG4. Now, when I first saw this, I thought, oh yeah, I like the look of that. It suits me down to the ground. The only thing I miss about the ZS is the panoramic roof, which the MG4 hasn't got. But everything else, to me, is better. I'm not bothered about it being SUV shaped. There's only me on my own. I don't carry tons of stuff. I've always liked hot hatches, so I like the shape of the MG4. It's cheaper. It's got a heated steering wheel, which I had on my Focus ST3, which I missed on the ZS, and so on and so on. So in August, I ordered an MG4 from Chorley again. An orange one, the trophy version, orange. Bit of a loud colour. Supposed to be a 3-pack colour, like my Focus ST3 was, and me red ZS. But later found out, and a bit disappointed, that it wasn't the normal sort of 3-pack that you get at the Tricoat, which has like glistens in the sun, on bright sun. It turns from sort of like orange to a bit yellow, like me Focus Tangerine Scream colour did, and it looked really, really nice. It's not like that on the MG4. It's a solid colour. It's not metallic in any way, the orange, and yet the red is, and yet they're still asking for like a £700 bonus. But I still love the colour, so I wanted the orange one. But I told them I would take, in order, red, blue or white. Personal choice, I just sort of didn't like the grey or the black one. Everybody's different. Loads think the orange one is horrible. But like I said, personal choice, any of them 4 colours I would consider. Anyway, like I say, I was one of the first to order in August the 20th. I had put my £99 deposit down. And again, there seemed to be no sign of them coming. MG them said that Chorley didn't know when a load was coming. They're okay in returning emails and that, but it was always me that had to initiate the message. That didn't really sort of keep me updated off their own bat, like, oh, even if it was no news is good news, it'd been great just an email once a week. Haven't forgotten you, Tom. Still on order. We haven't heard anything yet, but I had to keep emailing them, to which I got an instant response. And eventually they said, oh, we can get you a white one. There's a white one going to be available soon. So I said, oh, when could I have the orange one? They didn't know. Again, it was just blank. Could have been months. So I like the white one almost as much as the orange. And in fact, it's growing on me now. I absolutely love it. So I went for the white one. I wouldn't have gone for it if I hated it. And out of my 4 colour choices, they're all a midges behind each other in how I like them. So, to cut long story short, it arrived last Friday at Chorley. I went down and got it, and it's absolutely fantastic. Absolutely love it. So, yeah, not too bad. Ordered it in August, got it in November, which, like I say, is way, way quicker than my ZS. If I'd have known, I would have kept hold of my old ZS, because as the year went on, as you know, the whole world went pear-shaped last year with the war in Ukraine, and evidently the wiring looms, a lot of the wiring looms for cars are made in Ukraine, so that delayed stuff. COVID in China, this, that and the other. And the chip shortage and everything, so hence ages for them to come. But that wasn't too long a gap from August to November, and anyway, I've got it now. But if I'd, like I say, if I'd have held on to my other one, I could have got a better price for it later in the year. When I sold it in January, I thought, well, this is the best I'm going to get. It's only going to get lower the older it gets, hence me selling it so early. So if I'd had a crystal ball, I would have kept it a bit longer and sold it maybe sort of like June or July this year, and I'd have had it, or held on to it right until when I got my new one and traded it in. Anyway, that's it. So the new car is here. I'll show you the pictures of it now. Here it is from a few different directions. Like I said, I absolutely love it. I think the looks are great, and it really suits the white with the black contrasting roof and the other bits on it. That's why the darker ones, you can't really see that black roof contrast on a black one. You're not getting the effect of the contrast. That so yeah, I think it suits white, and I absolutely love it. So right, that's the waffling blurb on how I got the car gone. Here is the V2L. Now, like I say, it's V2L stands for vehicle to load. So your charge flap at the back, it's on the back on the MG4, it was at the front on the ZS. You obviously open that up, put your charging socket in, charge your car. But you can also put this in and run, there's a 3-pin UK plug there, run whatever you want, up to a maximum. This is debatable. I've heard 2.2, I've heard 2.6 kilowatts. I won't be running it at any more than 2 kilowatts, so well within its capabilities. So ideal for things like your lawnmower, your hoover, your power washer, external tools if you're away from a power supply. It's going to come in really handy for me for charging me radio control model planes down at the flying field. As I say in a minute in the when I'm doing the demo, a hot summer's day when you've got 12-hour long days, if you're arriving early and leaving late, having loads of flights with a few different models, you need to be charging batteries all day. Normally you'd take a big 12 volt car battery and use that, or some separate lithium batteries, LiPos, as the source. Well, with this method, great, I could use the main traction battery of the car, 60 kilowatts of power, easily charge my planes all day with hardly an impact on that, and that'll be absolutely great. And also I'm going to use this if there's a power cut in the UK, and there's rumours whether it'll come to it or not, I don't know, but what I can do is run my entire shed where I'm here now, the man shed, and as you know, I almost live in here. I go in the house to use the bathroom, to go to bed, and to cook my meals. The rest of the thing is in here. It's a home from home. I've got my surround sound TV, my 3D printer, reclining chair, my PC. Absolutely love it in here. Well insulated, dead cheap to heat. And in part 2 of this video, I'm going to show you how I've wired up with a changeover switch in the garage the shed, so I can run the total shed and everything in here, including the oil-filled radiator, which I only ever need on half, doesn't even come to 2 kilowatts, maybe just over 2 kilowatts. So no problem at all running the entire shed, that's everything, off my car, which I can do in a power cut. I could also run it during the day in peak time electric if I wanted. Obviously charge my car up with cheap rate overnight on Octopus Go Faster that I'm on for 5 hours, 8.25 pence per kilowatt hour, and then use that as the power source for the shed all day instead of using peak electric at 34p. So loads and loads of other uses. I thought the V2L feature would be a gimmick at first that I'd never use, but no, I think I will use it quite a lot, except for mowing the lawn all through the summer. So this is the thing I got. Now I got it off eBay, and I'll show you the one I got here. So this is the one I got from this eBay seller, Pejos98, Pejos98 or whatever. And as you can see, it's your standard Type 2, where it plugs into the car, that end, and your 3-pin UK plug, that end. And it shows that it's suitable for MG. Now I got mine, as you can see here, for £33.45p. It does vary in price for the same thing. I don't know why they seem to change up and down. That's it now, £37.07 for exactly the same. In fact, it's in the same. I don't know, it's not quite the same picture, but it's exactly the same item. And £37.07. He also does one now as well with an LED on it, and that's £42.99. But you don't need the LED because on the MG4 you've got your 4 LED strips around, and they start pulsing when it's charging, so you know when it's supplying power to this, so you know that is working. So that's the one I got. £37.07 plus £4.45 postage, so roundabout sort of £41.50 in price. So that's like I say, you saw there the one that I got off eBay. So let's go and have a look at it now at the car, and I'll give you a full demo on how you turn the V2L feature on the car and show you it's running some various appliances. Okay, so here we are at the car. I'll show you sort of the main scenario I'll be using it for, one of them anyway. The models in the back. But first of all, what you do, car is unlocked now, keys are in my pocket. So unlock the charge port. As you can see, none of the lights are on. We then just plug in the adapter, obviously with the square bit at the top. That plugs in there, like that. And we now go into the car. Okay, we're in the car now, and it's saying, please, it's bonging because I haven't got my seatbelt on, but please plug in the charge connector. So we've plugged that in, and it's got charging at the top here, if you see, charging and discharging. So we'll change it to discharging, and it says there the discharge connector is connected. And if we click this here, We can then, on this stripe, tell it to do not discharge lower than a certain percent. So at the moment the battery's on 80%, the main car battery's on 80%. If we drag this down to say 30%, say, that is now saying do not discharge. It's a bit hard to see on that stripe, but there's two different colours there. You can see a slight difference, green, and a different shade of green. I don't know whether the camera can pick that up. You can see it with your eyes. Up to 80. So that's showing the charge at the moment in the car, and that's showing whatever you're running, whatever mains items you're running off it, do not run the car battery lower than whatever you selected, which is 30% and 78 miles. Once you've done that, once you've set your discharge limit, you click this button here, start discharging. And then you hear some clunks from under the car, and that should be now giving power to that socket. Let's go and have a look. So we're at the car now, and these lights here, they're showing up on the camera as like a turquoise colour, but they're actually a really nice rich blue. And again, you can see that top one in the top corner is pulsing, 3 solid ones, and the top one that's showing I've got 80% charge in the car, and that should now, via this extension lead, be supplying power, and you can see it is. So we'll just turn on the Henry. And how many watts is that taking? 603 watts for the hoover, so you could be hoovering your car out. Okay, so we've now got the lawnmower plugged in. We'll see how many watts that takes. 800 watts, so again well within its capacity. This is just a selection of some of my models, and this is going to be really handy, so I'm just going to plug the charger in there and then show you these charging. So if you can imagine, you're down at the model flying field, it's a hot summer's day, you're there early on, so you're going to be there till late. You've brought a few models, and instead of lugging a big 12 volt battery around, which you could easily run down in a day, or even more lipos to use as a source battery, you could obviously use your car. So we'll just plug this in.
Welcome, I am ready. Make sure you select the correct battery type.
And it's as easy as...
Select current. Select cells. Press start to confirm.
Anyway, not that it matters that, but curiously, see how many watts that's drawing. Only 54 watts. So as you can see, you know, a 54 watt draw on the size of the battery in the car. You could be there for day after day after day. And any models out there, you can tell that is a U2 spy plane. That's a pretty fast sort of warm liner more than a hot liner glider, and that's a more hot summer's day floating around. Valantex ASW28. So yeah, that's it. Plugged in, pulsing away there, and if we go to the car, we can see the, I don't know whether you can see that little animation on the screen there. There's little arrows going down showing that it is on charge. It is charging, and then as soon as you want it to stop, click stop discharging, and you can see that little cord has gone, and you can start discharging again. It's got preparing there at the moment, and the cord has reappeared.
I am ready. Make sure you select the correct battery type.
You probably heard the charger starting up again then. So again, stop discharging, And then it goes, discharge stopped. So I'm just inserting this bit during the editing. I thought I'd make this bit clear about the colours. So when you first open the charge flap, when you've just unlocked the car, all the lights around it light up pretty much white. It's sort of like a turquoisey sort of like hint to it, but it's pretty much white. With nothing plugged in, the charge lead or the vehicle to load adapter. And that's just when you unlock the car, they illuminate. They go out after a while. It's just like when the lights are on when you first unlock it. So it lights up them LEDs around the charge point for about a minute in white. So there's three colours. There's the white colour indicating that there's nothing plugged in. When it's on charge, it goes green. So if you look at this is when it's actually charging from the Ohmie charger, putting power into the car. Let's have a look. I'll show you that is green. So as you can see, it's connected to the Ohmie charger now. And if we look at the colour it shows when it's charging, as you can see, it's a green. Green on the LEDs there. Exact top left one is pulsing, showing it's on charge, and it's just about 80%. So that's the colour when it's actually charging. And then when you're using the V2L thing and current is coming out of the car, as you saw earlier on in the video, it's blue, and it's a rich blue. So you've your three colours: blue for power coming out your car, green when power is going into the car, and your whitey turquoisey just indicating what the battery state is when you've just unlocked the car, just to give you a quick view of it just as you open the flap. So right, let's get back to the rest of the video now. Now, instead of getting that one, what I could have got was if I'd have preferred actually to get this sort. This is a normal Type 2 charging lead that I got with the car. I would have preferred a granny charger, and I thought they came with a granny charger because I've already got a Type 2 lead left over from my ZS Mark 1, which I kept before I sold it. So I've now got two Type 2 leads. So I'm going to ask Charlie, and I'll put an update on here when they've done it, if I could sort of swap this unused Type 2 lead for a granny charger. But what I'd have preferred to do to rig up for the V2L would to buy just that end, that plug there, and wire up my own cable to it and to a UK socket, or even get it with the cable on it. And you can do that if you look here. So yeah, so here you can get just the plug, and it looks sort of like, you know, better quality than the one I got from eBay. It's like a proper angled, like your charge plug. It looks a bit more durable than this one I've got. But it's £34 and 7p, plus just under £1 postage, from AliExpress. And as you know, can sometimes take weeks or months to arrive. And then I'd have to rig up a 3-pin UK socket, the other end of it. So hence me getting the eBay one. Now, if the eBay one turns out not durable, well, we'll rig something like this up. But they do that on AliExpress, and there's also loads they do here, like granny charger type things, male, female ones for the full charge lead. They also do one, I can't find it at the moment, but they do one with just the required plug you need, and 5 meters of cable with just a bare end that you could use, but I can't find that at the moment. So about the same price just for a plug, nice angled plug, as the whole plug and the socket as well. And I got this within like 2 or 3 days, whereas the AliExpress one would take forever. So I'm just looking at this inside, and it looks reasonably good quality. It's a bit hard to see. I'll try and get it in focus. But they are fluted inside them sockets. Yeah, you can't really tell, but they have got like the flutes like they do have in the proper charge cable So it does seem quite good quality there. This bit here, this lift up flap, seems a bit sort of flimsy. I'm not sure the way that feels there. It just holds up a bit, but I can't see that little lug holding too much, and it doesn't feel very strong, that. So whether it'll hold up, I don't know. Now, if you did buy just the handle, just that end that I just showed you on AliExpress, and wired up your own wire, the way you get these to work as a vehicle to load, i.e. the outlet out, is you have to replace the resistor inside. Now, on a normal Type 2 to Type 2 lead that you would use to charge your car, inside there is a 680 ohm resistor. And that tells the electronics in the car that it is a charge lead. It tells it what the capacity of that lead is, what current it's capable of doing, and that it is a charge lead. Now, there is a great site, a great YouTube video from a guy called Julian Eilert. If you're watching this, Julian, I hope that's how you pronounce your name, Julian Eilert, I-L-E-T. And he goes to it in great detail, better than I can here. But basically, you've got to replace that resistor with one between 220 and 680 ohms. Now, I've checked in here, and this resistor is in here is 470 ohms. Now, because of that, the electronics in the car knows that this is a vehicle to load adapter and not a charge lead, and therefore will provide current out from the car to run your appliances. Now, just to make sure to find out what value it was, I just loosened these screws and pulled it forward. It's a really, really sort of tight. There's not much. I didn't want to do any pulling. It seemed quite stiff on the wire. I didn't want to pull any wires out or anything. So I only managed to open it a bit and shine a torch down. But if you look here at the picture I took, you'll see that is a 470 ohm resistor. It's yellow, lilac and brown in the stripes, with a gold one at the end, which is the 5% tolerance. So that works out at 470 ohms. So, like I say, if you got one off AliExpress, you'd have to put that resistor in, according to the method shown by Julian in his video. Like I say, I'll link below. So that's how you do it. So yeah, it works well. Like I said, how durable it'll be, I don't know. Like I said, I don't fully trust that flap to take loads, but it's not going to be used very often. And like I say, one of the uses, if we do get power cuts this winter in the UK, I can just whip to the car, plug that in, and run this entire shed off it. Now, I've already wired it up to do that. It's already in the garage, and I've filmed all the preliminary videos of me doing that. I've put a changeover switch so I can flick it straight to this whole shed to receive power from the car or from the mains. Now, as you probably know, I basically live in here. I just use the house for using the toilet, going to bed and cooking my meals. The rest of the time I'm in here or I'm out pub quizzing or whatever. And in here it's a really well insulated little man shed. I've got my TV with a reclining chair in front, surround sound, my PC, my 3D printer. Got everything I need in here. It's a little snug home from home. And being small and very, very well insulated, ceiling, walls, everything, it takes hardly any heat. I use an electric sort of blanket, electric throw that's great value. It's up here in one of my other videos. Check that out. But if friends come to do like a Zoom quiz or whatever, I put the heater on in the room, and a 1 kilowatt heater is plenty, even in the depths of winter, for this room. So the heater, the 3D printer, the TV, if everything was running together, it'd still all be under 2 kilowatts. So well within the capacity of the car. So, like I say, I'm going to show you how I've wired it all up, and I can instantly flick over to run the car in a power cut in part 2 of this video. So if you're interested in that, click on that once I've uploaded it in a week or so. If this has been of any use to you, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do, and there'll be loads more MG4 related videos coming out. I'm not going to be doing any driving reviews or whatever. There's tons and tons of them already on YouTube, done far more professionally than I can by proper motoring journalists. This is only my second EV car, so I'm no expert on them by a long means. So my MG4 related videos are just going to be things like wiring in the dash cam, and I've filmed already the headlights of my old ZS EV Mark 1. I'll be probably comparing them to this one. Things like that and stuff like this. So if that interests you at all, please subscribe. Click the little bell below and you'll be informed of when a new video is uploaded. Part 2 of this coming very, very soon. I've filmed half of it already, and so keep an eye out for that. Hope you've enjoyed this. Thanks for watching it, and see you soon.